Hello everyone, my name is Evan and today we're doing arms race here in Adult Fitness. This workout's going to consist of mostly upper body and core exercises, as well as some equipment you might want to have, or some dumbbells, totally optional. If you don't have any dumbbells or anything at home, some replacements can be some cans or some water bottles. So, with that being said, let's get started. So to start off, we're just going to get going with some cross-body punches. So we're going to get a side step in and really reach across the body and punch. And with this warm-up phase, we're going to just kind of do no weights and get kind of loose and get feeling good. We got 10 more seconds on these, and then we're going to move into some arm circles. So 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Awesome. We're going to start off with some small forward circles. And we're going to gradually work our way up for 15 seconds and go into some big circles. We're going to switch to backwards in 3, 2, and 1. Shake it out a little bit. We're going to be doing some backward circles. Throughout all these exercises, if you feel tired at any time or need a break, feel free to pause the video and come back when you're ready. Great. Now we're going to get to stop in 3, 2, and 1. Next up in our warm-up section, we're going to do some push-pulls. So to start out, we're going to be standing. We're just going to squeeze our shoulder blades back and push. We're going to be doing these for 30 seconds as well. With these, really make sure to squeeze the shoulder blades in the back and push out. Good, we got 10 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Awesome, guys. Next up, we're going to do some, I like to call them chain breakers. Just kind of loosen out our arms and we're going to swing them back and forth. Not going too fast with these, just getting a nice easy stretch in. Make sure to alternate which hand is going on top and which hand is going on bottom. And even stretch throughout. We've got 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Alright, we got 2 more stretches to go. And this next one we're just going to be doing a half jack. So with these we're going to be stepping out and flexing our arms up to our head. Staying nice and straight, upright, staying in that front plane. We got 10 more seconds. Great job. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Shake those out a little bit. And our final stretch we're going to be doing is we're just going to be doing some shoulder shrugs, and we can start those. With these, you're really engaging the trapezius muscles, you're really squeezing at the top and coming down nice and controlled. We got about 5 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Great job, everyone. So now that we're feeling a little bit more warmed up, we can get a drink of water and I'll kind of explain the structure of the rest of the workout. So how this workout's going to look is we're going to be doing some supersets, and we're going to do some exercises standing up, we're going to move down to kneeling, and then we're going to go onto the ground, and we'll finish standing up again. So, if you have any weights or want to use any weights, totally optional, we can grab those. We've still got about 10 seconds of rest here, but our first exercise, we're going to do some bicep curls into shoulder presses. So if everyone's ready, we can get started. And with these, we're going to get going. We're going to squeeze our biceps up and then just push straight up. We're keeping those elbows facing forward the whole time. And we're keeping nice and controlled. With all of our exercises today, we're going to be going for 30 seconds. And then I'll direct you when to take a rest. And you can also pause the video at any time. So we got about 5 more seconds on these. Last one. Good. And then we're going to move into some bent over row, so we're going to squeeze the core, slightly hinge at the hips, and we're just going to squeeze our scapula back. This is really working those back muscles, and we're squeezing the scapula nice and tight at the end. We're halfway through. We've got 15 more seconds. Good. So we're squeezing the core, bringing the dumbbell about to the chest. And then that's in 3, 2, and 1. Great job, everyone. So you can always add in more weight if you have it, or take away weight as well. We're going to take a nice little break here, about 45 seconds or so. And make sure to stay hydrated throughout this whole process. With the first exercise of the curls into the shoulder press, you can always just keep them at the curls, or if you want to work more on the shoulder muscles, you can just keep them at the press, but totally up to you. We have about 25 more seconds of rest, so catch your breath, and yeah. All right, we got about 15 more seconds. And we'll get started in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So really engage those biceps on the way up. We're not rotating our arms at all. We're keeping them nice and straight, facing forward. We're squeezing at the top. Really engaging our core here as well to stay nice and steady. We're not swaying too much. We're halfway there. We got about 10 more seconds. Keep it up. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're going to move into those back into those rows, bent over rows. We'll take about a 10-second rest here. Catch your breath. And we'll get going in 3, 2, and 1. Hinge at the hips, slight bend in the knee, and just roll back. Sometimes an analogy I like to use for these is really bring your hands into your pockets here, keeping those elbows nice and back. Good. We got about 10 more seconds on these. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. All right, we got another 45 seconds of rest here. And with those two exercises, we're going to move on to 2 more exercises while standing up. I'll kind of briefly go over them here and then demonstrate. We're going to do some tricep extensions standing. And then we're going to do some, I like to call them side raises. These are really going to work your obliques and your core muscles a little bit. So we got about 15 more seconds of rest here. Take as much time as you want. Stay hydrated as well. And we're going to go in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So we're going to start with our tricep extension. So we're going to be in that similar pose of the row. Core engaged. We're squeezing our triceps back and up. Nice and controlled. You can always go alternating through these, one arm at a time, or you can just do both at a time as well. Good, we got 5 more seconds, and then you're going to move into those side obliques. And good. With these, we're going to be looking like a penguin a little bit. It's going to be going down to about our knee and squeezing back up. Good. You should kind of feel stretch on the side we're bending, and really engage that core. And make sure you're nice and straight. Back is nice and flat as well during these. We're not rounding our shoulders or anything like that. In a nice, good posture. We're going to finish up with these in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Great job, everyone. We're going to take another 45 seconds of rest or so here. I'd like to give you guys some modifications if these aren't feeling comfortable, or if you want to move up or down, it's up to you. This is kind of just personal preference, but if you're feeling comfortable with those kickbacks, you can always bring them above the head too and squeeze up. That's just an option for you guys. I definitely recommend feeling comfortable with the weight if you're going to bring any weight above your head, as well as having good shoulder health for that. We don't want to have any more shoulder injuries or anything like that if we're bringing anything above our head. But just throwing that out for you guys. We got about 10 more seconds, and then we're going to move into our second set of these. So same 2 exercises. We're going in 3, 2, and 1. So hinge at the hips, soft bend in the knees, and just kick them back. Good. Nice control the whole time. Our elbow joints really are hinged for the weight here. We're not moving our upper arm. Shoulders are nice and steady throughout the whole exercise. We got 10 more seconds here, and then we move on to our side raises. And 3, 2, and 1. Good. Take a little 10-second or so rest. Shake your arms out if you need to. And good. We're going to sit down. Step out the knee, give or take. And squeeze back up. For these, you can also go first 15 seconds on the same side if you'd like, or I like to alternate them just to change it up. Got 10 more seconds with these, and then we're going to move on to some kneeing exercises. So we're going to finish up with 3, 2, and 1. Great job, everyone. It'll take about 45 seconds to a minute here to rest. Now's another great time to get some water, hit pause if you need, and yeah. So with these next exercises, I'm going to give a brief overview. We're going to go down into our knees, and we're going to be doing some exercises called bird dogs, as well as some knee push-ups, or I'll give you some modifications for these as well. So we got about 30 more seconds of rest here. Just catch your breath. Really control your breathing. Throughout all these exercises, you want to make sure you're maintaining your breath, maintaining a nice, solid breathing pace. And if you want, we can transfer down into our knees now. With these, we don't really need the weight as much, so just keep those by your side. And we're going to start off with our knee push-ups. So we're going to move down. We're going to keep our hands slightly wider or shoulder width apart. And we're going to go down in 3, 2, and 1. Really engaging our core here as well. Make sure our back is flat. Head is neutral with the spine as well. We're doing these for 30 seconds. When we're halfway there. Some modifications we can do with these is we can level up and just go straight to our feet. As well as another modification we can do is if you have a chair and an elevated surface, we can add it there. When we're good with those, we'll take a nice short break here before we move on to our bird dogs. Alright, and to start the bird dogs, we'll go 3, 2, and 1. We can start off with just our hands and keep that core nice and tight as well. And we're really nice and controlled pace here. We're not doing too much. And if you want to level up here, you can add in the feet as well. Really take those feet back. Keep them nice and straight. And we got 5 more seconds here with these. Good. Core engaged, nice flat back. Head is neutral. And last one here. Great. We can stay on our knees and take a rest here. We got 45 seconds of rest. Yeah, just catch your breath. Take some water if you need it. I know I'm repeating that, but staying hydrated is important. And yeah. So just go over that little modification. Say you have a chair with the push-up, you can use the chair and push it right in front of you and do a push-up that way as well, more upright. And we're going to get into the second set of push-ups in 3, 2, and 1. Keeping the head nice and neutral with the spine, back flat, core engaged. I like to keep my elbows tucked in a little bit more. That helps with shoulder pain for me at least. Good. About halfway through with these. And we're going to finish up in 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one. Good. Take those out for a little bit. And we're moving into our final set of bird dogs. So catch your breath. Make sure your head's feeling good. We're not feeling lightheaded at all. We're going to go with our bird dogs in 3, 2, and 1. So opposite hand, opposite leg. If you want another level up for these bird dogs, you can also bring the hand out and the elbow in. That's totally optional. Not, you can always just stick with our hands or just our legs, or the hands and legs as well. So got about 10 more seconds of these. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Rest. Alright, we're going to make another transition. We're going to go all the way down to the floor. And I got 4 exercises for the floor here. Our first 2 exercises, we're going to start off with some core exercises. So we're going to do some crunches and some Russian twists as well. We still got about 30 seconds of rest here, so take your time. Don't feel rushed. And really regain your breath here. With these, weight is optional as well. I'll kind of incorporate them in if I want to make it a little tougher on me. If I want to increase the intensity, I can always use weight in here. I'll show you guys how. Alright, we got about 10 more seconds of rest. And we're going to go in about 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're going to start off with our crunches, so I like to keep my knees on the ground, or my feet on the ground, knees up. I'm just going to engage that core. We're not coming all the way up. Really squeezing at the top and controlling on the way down. I like to keep my hands behind my head just to prevent any putting my head on the ground. We got about 10 more seconds left. Good. Just squeezing at the top and controlling the way down. We're going to finish up in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Awesome, guys. Take a little 10-second rest or so there. Next up, we got our Russian twist. So we'll start off feet on the ground with these. Core upright, core engaged, flat back, and we're going to touch each side of us. So feet on the ground, core engaged here. I like to really make sure I tap each side with both hands. And we're doing this for 30 seconds. To increase the tension, you can always move your feet up off the ground. This will put a little bit more pressure on your hip flexors and your core. You can also increase the intensity with adding weight in your hands and just moving the weight back and forth. We've got 10 more seconds of these, and then we'll rest. So 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Let's get about 45 seconds of rest in here, and we got one more round. During this resting time, I like to take deep breaths and really focus in on recovering. Alright, we got 20 more seconds. Hope everyone's day is going great. So you're either starting or ending it. And we're going to move back into those crunches nice and slowly. We're going to go in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hands behind head, engaging core. Lower back staying on the ground. Good. Keep them up. Got 10 more seconds, and finish up in 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one. Good. Catch your breath a little bit, and then we're going into those Russian twists. Choose which modification best suits you. And we get going with these twists in 3, 2, and 1. Really rotating those shoulders, engaging that core. It's going to work that transverse abdominis here, as well as just the core in general. Demonstration with the weight will look like this. We're holding the weight and tapping both sides as well. Keep going, guys. We're almost there. We got 5 more seconds. We're ending in 3, 2, and 1. Great job, everyone. We're staying on the ground here for 2 more exercises, so we're going to move into a bench press, as well as some single leg raises. We still got about 30 seconds left of rest here, so take your time. With the bench press, I do like to do them with some dumbbells, but again, totally optional. As well as if you don't have dumbbells, water bottles or cans work great. We got about 10 more seconds left on our rest. And we'll get set up for the bench press in 3, 2, and 1. So with the bench press, I like to keep my core engaged, feet on the ground and knees up. This will help me keep my lower back on the ground and prevent any lower back strain. Really squeezing at the top here, keeping our arms at a 90 degree on the way down. You can rest your head on the floor. If you're not using any weight, you can clap at the top, totally optional. And we'll finish up in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Next up, we're going into our single leg raises. So one knee on the ground, one knee up and the other leg flat. We're going to do 15 seconds on each side. Core engaged this whole time. We'll get started in 3, 2, and 1. We're going to bring that leg up. Keep your hands behind your glutes if you like. Keeping our legs nice and controlled. We're going to switch legs in 3, 2, and 1. Good. You might feel a little bit of a hamstring stretch here as well at the top. As with all stretches, don't go anywhere where it causes pain, so keep that nice range of motion. Finishing up in 3, 2, and 1. Good. We'll rest for about 45 seconds or so. And we're going to do one more round of that. And then after we're done with our laying down exercises, we're going to move back up into standing. I hope everyone's feeling good during this workout. Take some nice breaths. We have about 20 more seconds of rest here, and we're going to be moving back into our bench press. Good. Alright, if you want to get situated for the bench press, we'll get started in about 7 seconds. I'll show you from this angle to show you what angle my arms look like. I'll get started. 3, 2, and 1. Really squeezing at the top here. Bringing our hands down to 90 degrees. If you're feeling tired, and switch those weights and squeeze your body weight. Always a good option. Keep breathing throughout. We got 5, 4, 3, last one, and good. Rest. Moving on to our single leg raises. And 3, 2, and 1. Bringing that leg up. Bring your hands out at the side, wherever is comfortable. 15 seconds on each leg. Almost done with this one. We're going to switch it. 5, 4, 3, 2, and switch. Bring it up. And nice and controlled here. We're not trying to go too fast. You can tap your leg on the floor. You can keep it off the floor if you want a little bit more of a challenge. You can also take a rest on the floor. And we're finishing these in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Now we're slowly going to transfer for our last set of exercises to standing. Take your time with this. It can get a little lightheaded from transferring from the ground to standing, so take as much time as you need. Get some water. We've got our last 2 exercises here. With these last 2 exercises, we're just doing one set to finish up. And we're going to kind of bring it full circle. So we're going to start it in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're going to start with our cross-body punches, just like in the beginning. Hope your arms are feeling good here, maybe a little bit tired, and that's good. We're doing this for about 30 seconds, like I said. We're halfway there. Keep our toes facing forward at these. Next up, we're going to move into a march row combo in 3, 2, and 1. Just get your march down, and then you can add in those rows. Once you get the rhythm, you can go a nice slow pace, really recovering here, squeezing the shoulder blades back. Halfway there. Good. Finishing up these in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And that concludes our workout here today. Thanks everyone for joining.